that we just want to tell you guys about today is also something called My Overseas Vote. At the moment, we feel that the Malaysian government is also being very discriminatory of overseas Malaysians because they deny us the right to vote unless you are a government official or unless you're actually a government-sponsored student. So in November last year, we launched something called the My Overseas Vote campaign. And basically, there is actually a legal challenge that Edmund Bond, a human rights lawyer in Malaysia, and his team are putting together with the plan of actually suing the Election Commission if they refuse to allow us our right to vote. Now, there's over 1 million Malaysians overseas, so we feel that it's actually very important that we are given our constitutional right to vote if we're still Malaysian citizens. CC is actually the key coordinator for that campaign in London. CC, can you make yourself known?
I'm here.
She's here, she's here. She's in the front, yeah. So anybody who would like to know more about it, please get in touch with her. Okay, so before we carry on chanting, can we just have Joseph to read the Bersih 2.0 Memorandum again? And we just want to give you guys a huge note of thanks, and Bersih in Malaysia are just so inspired by the turnout today. It's absolutely amazing. So thanks for coming. Big clap, guys!
This is the memorandum to the Malaysian High Commissioner London on immediate electoral reforms in Malaysia. We, the undersigned citizens of Malaysia living in London, and the Coalition for Clean and Fair Elections, Bersih 2.0, believe that electoral reform in Malaysia is long overdue. A working democracy is built upon the foundation of clean, free and fair elections. The right to vote is enshrined under Article 21 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The right to vote is crucial in enabling citizens to have an active voice in their government and to ensure the protection of other human rights. Therefore, the role of the Election Commission in conducting elections with integrity and impartiality is crucial in the democratization of the nation. The recently concluded Sarawak state election was a clear indicator that election offences such as vote buying and blatant misuse of state apparatus and powers continue unabated. Various parties, including election observers, have revealed evidence of election offences and irregularities, but there is a deafening silence and a lack of action from the EC. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Agency has also declined to act on vote buying. We view the poor enforcement of the Election Offences Act by the EC during the previous by-elections, state elections and general elections as an act of condoning wrongdoing. The recent report of the lack of integrity of the electoral roll, the involuntary movement of voters and the alleged issuance of identity cards to foreigners are a cause for concern. At the same time, there are also political parties and certain individuals who appear to be eager to compromise the integrity of public institutions, committing corruption and involving in dirty politics. As there are no marked efforts in instituting meaningful electoral reform, Bersih 2.0, together with the Rakyat, are intensifying pressure to ensure that the upcoming 13th general election will be free, clean and fair. The Perhimpunan Bersih 2.0, held on this day in Kuala Lumpur, Sabah, Sarawak and in 27 locations in 16 countries, seek to peacefully gather Malaysians to further this noble cause for electoral reforms and upholding of democracy. The reforms sought are reasonable and wholly achievable if the will from the EC and other stakeholders to uphold democratic ideals is present. Thank you.
Okay, our friend here, Nuru, will read a poem. I wonder if we can, everyone sit down so that people at the back can, or we can come in front a bit so that everyone can hear. And again, whoever they feel like sharing, or you want to cry, or you want to sing, feel, yeah, open mic, alright? This is London, so appreciate, or the freedom that we have here that our friends, might not have it in Malaysia. Alright, over you. No. This is dedicated to Bersih written today. Don't you know tear gas goes well in democracy? In Malaysia it goes well with FRU in red and blue uniforms. The firing squad of gas cannons goes well in solidarity. The police abusing authority, it goes well with
citizens clarity. The prison cells will be overcrowded tonight, but bear in mind that our nation's mental prison is left vacant. The sun shines year long in Malaysia, but today seems like it's a Christmas day. Snow falling, not from the sky, not from the gods, but from the brutes who think they are gods. Spraying tear gas snow from tanks, steel and machinery as you hear wailings of unified human beings being hauled, mauled like cattle just for saying, I am human being and I have my own agency. Now as I hear mumblings from our homo minister, he's bumbling repeated mantras and propagandas used countless times. He doesn't know it's been repeated by the mouths of those dictators. He cries, foul. Such violence used on a peaceful march. Oh, cry, cry, cry for our loss of humanity as you see our friends, family being sprayed and hurt like farm animals back home. But do not despair, do not despair. These tanks will not triumph. Soldiers, policemen, statesmen and the government. Do not despair, do not despair. They are only machine men. They are machine men. They may have developed cunning, but they have shut themselves in. Their knowledge has made them cynical, their cleverness hard and unkind. They think too much, but feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness, because without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. Don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you and enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodders. Don't give yourself to these unnatural men, machine minds and machine hearts. We are not machines, we are not cattle, we are men. We have the love of humanity in our hearts. We don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. So today, this is not just for democracy, for elections, not just for a clean slate, for decent living. This is also for those with no rights, unrefined, unsigned, undefined, to the no ones, nobodies and last in line, those in detention, oppression, those in arrest, torture, those suffering in violence, those recovering from poverty symptoms. This is not just one cause for one nation. This is the cause for all humanity. A break free from all machinery who insists on our obedience but take away our birthright agency. We are human beings and our lives have value, and no machines shall ever triumph. Love and only love will triumph, and that is how we protest against the machines. Love is our weapon, our love being everything human, our free will, disobedience, kindness, understanding, peace, and justice. So today in our march and peaceful protest, let us all use love as a weapon, and do not despair, because they are only machines.